The backlash that The Little Mermaid continues to receive is getting more and more insane, and the hilarious part about this is that they are receiving backlash, not just from internet right-wing trolls, but they're also receiving backlash from the very people that they are trying to pander to, the woke crowd. And this is exactly what is happening right now. So British diversity activist and Royal Academy of Dramatic Art chair Marcus Ryder decries Disney's live-action The Little Mermaid for ignoring the topic of Caribbean slavery. So apparently the thing that would have really just been the icing on this on the cake of this movie for this activist, this diversity activist, would have been if there was slavery in it. And I'm going to tell you what, we're going to take a look at this quote that he has to say here because, oh my gosh, this is one of the most insane quotes I've ever seen. It blew my mind how absolutely ridiculous this was. Are you guys ready for this? Because just buckle up, okay? We're going to get into all of it here. It's time to add another dollar to the representation is never enough jar. As the current chair of England's Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts, Marcus Ryder has declared that despite all of Disney's attempts to appeal to black audiences, the studio's live-action The Little Mermaid remake still fails this demographic by ignoring the real-world topic of Caribbean slavery. It's so obvious that Disney doesn't actually care about representation. They literally made The Little Mermaid blue on the poster for China, okay? Just like what they did with Star Wars, okay? They made Finn, who is a prominent character in Force Awakens, just a tiny little guy on the poster for China because, well, they're trying to make money. Of course, I think that it's a lot more sinister than that. I think that Disney has a lot more malicious intents than that. But let's get into this here. A noted diversity activist who has been recognized as a member of the most excellent order of the British Empire for his work. Ryder voiced his objections to what he felt was Disney's half-hearted inclusion efforts on May 30th, taking to his personal blog to raise the question of how. Oh my gosh, I just said, I'm sorry, what he says here is just like next level, okay? How do we make films for children of all races that acknowledge the horrors of historical events such as slavery, while making sure they are free to imagine a wonderful world unencumbered by racism and are not defined by it? Well, something that might help with that is if you don't keep talking about it and making it the thing that we should all be obsessively talking about all the time, which is exactly what activists like him continue to do. And unfortunately, a lot of the racism that is coming today happens to be from different people like this guy, like this British activist, this diversity activist, whatever he's called. These people continue to make it an issue. They continue to remind children and beat children upside the head with these ideas, and yet at the same time they bemoan why children cannot imagine a wonderful world unencumbered by racism, when that is literally what they continue to make a big deal out of all the time. It literally makes no sense whatsoever, okay? I remember a time back in, like, you know, the 2000s, which was a time that I can remember very well, back in the early 2000s, when none of this was talked about, okay? This wasn't a big deal. Nobody really saw the issues with different colors, and that is how it should be, okay? But these people have brought it back, which is just absolutely insane to me. Ryder then explained that though he considered actress Halle Bailey's appearance as to be important to me as a parent and goes against literally centuries of beauty standards and societal norms, he still found the film to hold one jarring, massive problem. The film is set in the Caribbean in the 18th century, explained the diversity activist of his complaint, something that most normal people don't think about, okay? They aren't going out there seeing this film and be like, where's the slavery? Except for you, diversity activists. It does not specify exactly when, but judging from the ship's clothes and the other references, it is during a time of African chattel slavery, and yet there is not a single direct reference to slavery, and the islanders live in racial harmony. How dare they live in racial harmony? Wow. Just absolutely just disgusting, right? Racial harmony is exactly what we should be striving for, and most normal people live in racial harmony. But let me know what you think about this in the comments below. What do you think about what this diversity activist has to say here? I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you all in another video very soon.